What can we tell these people who are like these performers and they're artists and they want to live here and continue to express their art here and they just can't make it?
The housing situation, it is beyond crisis point for artists, for teachers, for that next wave of LGBT young people who want to just come here and make lives for themselves, whatever that life is, and that's really what sometimes I think gets lost in this discussion. That the people who, it's about keeping people who are here stable in their housing, but it's also about that next generation that we all were at one point of being able to come here. And when you look at what's happening in San Francisco, and it's more extreme than other cities, but it's not that different. We are, and it's been happening for about 30 years now, in a new era of urbanism. After World War II, you had cities that were cratering, including San Francisco, people leaving, population falling, and we got sort of used to not having to deal with growth. So we stopped building housing. We made it really hard to build housing, including affordable housing. And we're not the only city. The Nashville, Tennessees, and Durham, North Carolinas of the world are also growing because people want to be in cities. Young people want to be in cities. People don't want to have a car. Older people, when their kids leave the house, want to maybe move back to the city because they don't like living in the suburbs anymore. And so the question is, are we going to be able to handle that growth? And the people come here whether or not we create housing for them. And it just absolutely puts an unbearable pressure. And so we have to get it together with housing. It takes way too long. If we own land for affordable housing and have the money in the bank to build it, it can still take 2, 3, 4 years to get that project approved. And so I did legislation recently to streamline that process. And we just have to make it easier to create all sorts of housing, including new rent-controlled housing. We did some legislation there too to let people put rent-controlled in-law units into their existing buildings, and we have to get it together with housing.
And we have this vibrant city that's like one of the most major cities on the planet, and we don't want to get rid of the populace that would actually create that sparkle. Beyond just the buildings and the pretty lights going on, but when you go out to a club and you see people perform and all that kind of stuff, that's what I worry about a lot.
Well, when you have unbearable pressure on housing stock, the people who often end up on the short end of the straw are lower income people, seniors, people, working class people, and that's what we have to we have to do much better job planning for the future of our housing needs so that we understand that people are going to come here, and this is a city where people have always come here, and we want people to come here. We don't want to just dig a moat around the city and put alligators in it. We want people to be able to come here while we also continue to maintain space for the people who are here and for the people who have made this city great.